And I think we are live. Perfect. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the My Prudential Ride London charity webinar, where we're going to be revealing to you today some important information about what we've been working on over the last month and a half since the cancellation of Prudential Ride London for this year. We'll just leave it a minute or so just to let everybody join. Can see that everyone is just posting comments. If you can just let us know that you can hear us, that would be great. Just introduce myself. So my name's Kenneth Foreman. I'm the head of charities at London Marathon Events. And I'll pass over to Hugh Brasher to introduce himself.
Well, Kenneth, thank you very much. You've just done that. I'm Hugh Brasher, the event director for Prudential Ride London, or as we will be talking about, Prudential My Ride London. Welcome everybody.
Yeah, brilliant. While we're getting everyone along, Hugh, I know we'll let the kind of room get full with more people. I think there's quite a few registered for this, which is really fantastic, and we do appreciate, it's a busy time at the moment for everybody, so thank you for your time. But Hugh, have you been doing much cycling over lockdown?
Sadly, not as much as I think the rest of Britain has. It's encouraging that people are getting out and making health a really important part of the new life that we're leading. Previously, I used to cycle to work every single day, and I'm not quite sure cycling up the stairs from my kitchen to my bedroom, where I'm not currently in my bedroom, but where I'm often on calls. It's not quite the same. So I've been running actually a bit more because it's quicker to do. I mean, quicker to do as it takes less time. So I think my running fitness has got better. My cycling fitness has got worse.
Yeah, I think I'd probably agree with you on that point as well. I haven't really been much on my bike. I'd like to do more of it, but look, it looks like we've got a good number of attendees now. So again, thank you everyone very much for your time and for coming along. I think before we get into what we want to talk to you about today, we just wanted to acknowledge that it's been a few months, I think, since we've spoken to the wider charity sector in this type of forum. I think the last time that we spoke to you all was probably around the 16th of April, when we launched the 2.6 challenge with a number of other peers amongst the mass participation event sector. And that was a really fantastic experience, I think, for everybody. Went on to raise £11 million, really captured the imagination of the general public, and ultimately raised millions for charities. And I just wanted to say again that we know that the situation hasn't improved since that. In fact, it's probably got worse for a lot of people. And as I say, I appreciate that many of you as fundraisers are now probably, working from home, working with limited teams. We've seen some announcements in recent days regarding the redundancies and the changes that they're going to be in the sector. And I think, the figures have been thrown around that, the sector is facing a £10 billion deficit for 2020, which, is there any sector in the world that could handle that? So there's a lot of change, but, what we want to do today is hopefully give you something that's really exciting, that we're very proud of, that will hopefully give you a mechanism, a vehicle to reach out to your supporters and raise them vital funds and hopefully plug a little bit of that gap. And this isn't just for small charities. Hopefully we've got charities and people on the session today that are from very small charities, sole fundraisers, right through to some of those bigger, more household names that we all understand. So yeah, really looking forward to getting going. Hugh, did you want to add anything?
No, only other than that on chat, people are saying it's really good to see your face, and no one said the same for me. So, I mean, not quite sure why that is, but I'm not going to take it too personally. But no, it is really difficult situation for everybody at the moment. The pandemic, the lives lost, the impact on charities, the impact on society that still hasn't yet fully been understood, and as this disease isn't fully understood. So we really hope that what we announce is something that you can get behind, irrespective of the size of your charity, and that over the next month together, that we really build the momentum to the event weekend of the 15th, 16th of August.
Yeah, brilliant. Maybe someone can do a filter or something for your face, Hugh. Maybe that will help. Okay, let's crack on with what we're really here to talk to you about. So we've got a few slides that we'll run you through, and I'll pass over to Hugh actually, who's going to start off the presentation with the first half, talking about how you can get involved and what actually is the event.
Thank you, Kenneth. So yeah, I mean, in terms of Prudential Ride London, that was the event that was due to take place on the 15th and 16th of August. And as many of you will know, it's a Mayor of London event. And it really had grown in the 7 editions to date to be the world's greatest festival of cycling. And over 100,000 people got on 2 wheels over that weekend, of all ages, all demographics, and cycled all sorts of distances. And it had become a huge charity fundraising event. It was actually the world's biggest one-day cycling fundraising event. The Sunday of it was the world's biggest. We'd raised over 77 million. You as charities and people riding for you had raised over 77 million for charity. And obviously, with what's going on with mass participation events at the moment and where we are with the pandemic, the event, London authorities said that the event couldn't go ahead. So what we've tried to do is capture a moment where actually so many people are rediscovering the joy of cycling. And we've turned Prudential Ride London into Prudential My Ride London. And it is all about doing it your way, doing it the way that your fundraisers, doing it the way that you know, whether it's in Brighton, whether it's in London, doing it in the way that you want to. And Prudential have been fantastic in their support in helping us to launch this event. And as I say, cycling for the Mayor of London and Transport for London is a huge thing that we all need to promote, not only for health, but also to reduce pollution levels. And it is really important to say that this announcement today is embargoed. Please do not do any launch straight after this event, after this webinar today. Please wait till tomorrow. From 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, the embargo comes off the press release. And then it's all about engaging your own charities, your own supporters in the journey that you're going on. So we hope that even though we can't get together in London, we can get together in spirit. And that is what Prudential My Ride London is all about. And really just trying to capture the moment where so many people have rediscovered the joy of cycling and doing it for you as charities. And once again, to raise the message that we together need to help save the UK's charities. That message, as Kenneth said, is only more important now, even more important now than it was when we launched the 2.6 challenge in April. It's so important that government understands it, that the population understand it, and that the good work that you as charities do, and are needed even more in the future. So moving to the next slide. Seem to have a slight delay. So thank you. So what is Prudential My Ride London? It is an event taking place. It is encouraging people to get onto 2 wheels on the event weekend when we would have had the world's greatest festival of cycling, the weekend of the 15th and 16th of August. So together we have a month to really encourage people to get onto the 2 wheels, to choose a challenge. And what we've tried to do is ensure that we can make this as inclusive as possible. So yes, you'll see later there are some references to distance that we used to have events for, but actually it really is about ensuring that any age, any ability, any disability can get involved, whether it's on 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels, a trike, a scooter, have fun, raise money for charity, and we've absolutely made it free for everybody. So once again, this is about you as charities being able to talk to your fundraisers, people that you engage with, and enable you to inspire them through this campaign. Once again, Save the UK's Charities, Prudential My Ride London. And we really hope that what it does is it gives a real focal point where together charities are coming together to talk about the message that we need to save the UK charities. We need to get fundraising. And even if at the moment we can't meet in mass participation events, we can meet in this amazing virtual space. And we proved with the 2.6 challenge, and we've tried to take the learnings from that. We hope that we've taken those learnings and that we can really amplify the message once again. So that's an overview of the event. In terms of moving to the next slide.
Yeah, I think there's just a slight delay on moving between slides, but the next one just goes into registering your riders.
Thank you. So in essence, what we're asking you to do is get riders, get supporters who want to get involved in the event, go to the website. So we've created a dedicated website, which is live now. If you want to go and have a look at it, it is live now, www.myridelondon.co.uk. They can go direct to the website, or they can go to the normal Prudential Ride London website and get and find the link from there. But you've got the website, again, this is to be promoted after today, so from tomorrow onwards, and get them to choose a challenge. And for those of you that know about Prudential Ride London, it had challenges of 19 miles, 46 miles, and 100 miles. We're using those numbers, but we also had an event called Free Cycle. And that Free Cycle is all about doing whatever you want to do, whatever distance, whatever bike you want to do it on. It's just choosing a challenge. It could be, again, mixing it with the numbers 46, the numbers 19. Could be doing it on a BMX bike. It could be doing hops. It could be doing a raft of different things that the public are going to have fun doing, because we know that if we make this fun, we make it engaging. And what we are asking people to do is just register for free. Doesn't cost anything to do it. Choose their own challenge and set up a fundraising page. So they can do it on any platform. However, our charity partner is Virgin Money Giving, and this website will be promoting riders, participants to raise money on Virgin Money Giving, and then get fundraising. We hope that the extra time that we've got this time, as opposed to the 2.6 challenge, where pretty well we had about 10 days. We hope the fact that we've now got a month to excite people, and also the fact that the number of people cycling has doubled, and that we're trying to make it really, really simple. So effectively, just go on the website, they register, choose the challenge, choose the charity, start getting fundraising by setting up their page at registration. So we've tried to make that really easy. And then what that then leads to, which is the next slide, is the app. Sorry, it doesn't. It leads to incentives. There we go. So thank you. So the app is the next one. There we go. So it leads to incentives. So also, if you register, riders have the opportunity to win some great prizes, including an amazing Brompton bicycle worth over £1,000, and sets of wheels, some great Prudential Ride London rucksacks, and we can again create noise on social media, really start building this over the next month. So there are incentives for people to get riding, on top of the fact that they are going to raise money to help save the UK charities, and they're going to do it having fun, riding a bicycle. And what will then happen is we are at the moment designing an app, and that app will go live the week before the event. So before the 15th and 16th of August, that app will go live. And what it does is it shows whatever distance that you've done. You start the app and you start riding. And if you've chosen the 19 miles, it will let you know when you've cycled the 19 miles. If you've chosen the 46, it will let you know. It will then show your ride in on the map of the 19 route that is Prudential Ride London 19, or the map of the 46 route, or the map of the 100. So it does that, and it also gives some great incentives at the end of it. So you get a personalized certificate of the ride that you've done, and some fun with some selfie finisher frames of you take a picture of you, and it's going to come out of you riding on the Mall within the normal Prudential Ride London event. So that app, we will be emailing everybody when that app becomes available, which, as I say, it will be available on both Android and Apple, and it will come out race week. And just to be clear, I mean, Kenneth, I'm sure we'll talk about it. Yes, our website will be directing people to Virgin Money Giving. An individual makes a choice of the platform that they want to ride on. So that's the overall picture of the event. We can take more questions about the event. I think I'm going to pass to Kenneth now, who can talk very much about what is dear to your hearts and our hearts, which is the charity fundraising element of it. Kenneth, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm just going to touch on what is the experience for you guys as charities, as fundraisers. I know there's been quite a few questions there about other platforms. As Hugh has already referenced, you are able to, point your supporters in the direction of other platforms. But if you want the full Ride London, My Ride London experience, then you will use the mobile app and actually create a Virgin Money page. So what does our partnership with Virgin Money Giving do, and actually what does it provide? Well, actually, when people are taking part in the app, we are encouraging them to share that app with their family and friends, and then their family and friends can see within the app how far they have traveled along the Prudential Ride London route. When they can see them on that route, they can also make a direct donation. So that is actually something that will be exclusive to Virgin Money Giving when someone is actually taking part in the event on the app. Virgin Money Giving are also planning to do another webinar in the next week or so, which will give more information about how you can maximize the opportunity from virtual events. And My Ride London will obviously be front and center of that. And I think the great news for small charities out there is we do acknowledge and we do understand that not every charity can be on every platform. And particularly at this time when, we have resource constraints, as I touched on, certain members of staff in data teams, if you even have a data team, might be furloughed. But VMG have agreed to waiver the registration fee for any charity that's not on the platform at the moment and wishes to take part in the event. So if you are interested in that, you must do that before the event starts. But you can do it pretty simply by going to the Virgin Money Giving website, clicking on the charity entry, and you can get registered there. They'll be sure to support you with anything further you need. But yeah, just to reiterate, you can, as we've touched on already, if you have different methods by which you choose to fundraise, you're able to do so. So what does this look like? And I can already see there's quite a few questions about the toolkit. Our toolkits have become pretty infamous, I think, after the 2.6. I mean, the way that different charities and organizations used that was just incredible. There was some great creativity. We put a lot of assets in there, and we tried to really replicate that with the Prudential My Ride London toolkit. So if you are a charity that has limitations at the moment, maybe you don't have a graphic designer, maybe you're a sole fundraiser, what we've tried to do is put everything that you need to get this out to your supporters in a toolkit that you will be able to access from the website. I think I've noticed a couple of people have already been into the website and had a dig around. There is everything in there, from social media content, from rider bibs that you can offer. There's personalized digital assets, as you can see on the screen. We've actually mocked one up there. There is supporter journeys. So you do not have to write out your supporter journey for people taking part in this event. You can download it from the website and use it. It's essentially open source an open source toolkit that you can use how you like to really promote the event. And we would encourage you to take this on. We will show you something as we come to the end of that. There's also a couple of videos in there which actually kind of give people a flavor. But really the key message that we want to take away from today, and one of the things that was a huge success when it came to the 2.6, was getting it promoted. And actually when people start seeing it from different charities, different asks, slightly different takes on the challenge, that momentum will really start to build. And as has already been touched on, we can really make that weekend in August a celebration and bringing people together. So supporting charities and hopefully helping to save a lot of them. And really what we wanted to just touch on, another success out of the 2.6, and one of the highlights for me, and as I'm sure for many of you who were involved, was the stories that come out of it. This is what makes fundraising, the industry that we all enjoy being part of, those inspiring individuals that take on a challenge that nobody ever thought possible, the Captain or Colonel Tom type moments. There was a plethora of them during 2.6, and what we really want to do is see those stories and maximize them, publicize them. We've already got some great plans in terms of PR around this. We've got some celebrities lined up who've been great supporters for us over the years that are keen to get involved. And I'm sure you guys will have a number of them supporters, whether they were people that were already signed up to Prudential Ride London, the physical event, or whether they've supported you in some other type of way. Please do reach out to them, ask them if they would like to get involved. And if they do want to get involved and you have a fantastic story, our media team is ready and willing to help you support it where we can. We do have to caveat that we can't promote everything, we can't get exposure to everything, but please do tell us and we'll be in touch with you. So that is through media@londonmarathonevents.co.uk to tell us about those stories. And then just moving on to the last slide, is really just to talk about, this is relatively simple for you guys to do. We wanted to keep it simple. I think that was the beauty of any fundraising ask, is that the simpler it is, the easier for someone to understand, the more successful it is. Now, I don't appreciate that that's not always the case. But what we want you to do after this is really take this away, think about it overnight, think about how this works for you and your organization. I'm sure many of you have got other virtual events set up. I'm sure you've got other campaigns, other asks out there from a community fundraising. I'm sure you've got furloughed staff that you're not quite sure where these things fit. What we want to provide you with here is everything that you need to get this out and communicate it to your supporters, be it through social media, email, whatever channel. So all you will need to do, ask them to register on the My Ride London website. It's a fairly simple form. Anyone who wants to get involved, they can then create the Virgin Money giving page at that point. And then, as we touched on already, the app will then be available the week before the actual physical event. So then we'll be encouraging people to download that. It really is simple, easy as 1, 2, 3, as it says in this slide. But yeah, we wanted to hopefully give you a flavour, and I'm sure there'll be quite a few questions that come from that. But before we get into the questions, we just wanted to give you a flavour of some of the look and feel, the creative work that's gone into this idea. It's been a ferocious effort by the team over the last six weeks. And so what we're going to do now for you is just play one of the videos, which will be included in the toolkit, and you will be able to download, use on your channels to help promote the event. So we'll just play that for you now. There we go. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a flavour of what is to come. I'm just going to pick up a few questions. I know there's lots of questions, and thank you for submitting them. I hope you've got a gist of what the event is about, what the next steps are, what the plans are. But we're just going to cover off a couple of the questions, and then I'll fire off there. I saw someone was asking about information on the run up to the event. what our team is planning to do is send a lot of communication out to people who are registered on the run up to the event. So that will be everything from training plans, communication to encourage fundraising, ideas. So there will be lots to build that momentum up to the event day. I think someone asked around kind of logos and assets. I think we've already touched on that in the toolkit. There is plenty of things in there that you can customize, include your own logo if you so wish. So please do take a look in there. And I just wanted to pick up on a question someone said around, I'm struggling as a small charity to recruit riders for this. And I think my response to that was similar to what we saw in the 2.6 challenge. We expect that this is really going to gather momentum. The hashtag MyPRL, I think the Ride London, I think people will start to see this across social media, across media channels. So even as a small charity, reach out to your supporters and encourage them to take part. And I think they want, as we touched on, we want people to feel like they're part of something bigger than one individual. So just going over to a few of the questions that we've had through, and again, thank you very much for submitting them.
Kenneth, should I just sort of just try and emphasize a couple of points if you look at the question? So absolutely, in terms of this is about people doing it anywhere. It's Prudential, My Ride Brighton, My Ride from Home, My Ride Chester. Ride London is the brand. It is the biggest cycling festival in the world, Prudential Ride London, but it is about, that's why it's My Ride. And you will see assets coming out that just give that sort of suggestion that that's the way that people can, if you've got particular supporters in a particular area, they can do it. In terms of doing it on an exercise bike, you absolutely can, but the app is not going to move. So it's not going to show you've done a distance. But that doesn't stop someone doing it on an exercise bike and still having done the challenge and connecting through the exercise bike. Lots of exercise bikes connect through Strava. The app itself, by the way, will also connect to Strava. So riders can then download their ride from the app to put it on Strava as well. In essence, what we're trying to do is make sure that the whole of Britain can get involved, and not only the whole of Britain, but actually the world can, because you can ride from anywhere and you go for, let's say, a 19-mile ride, and it will show, and you've chosen to do the 19, it will show you've ridden the course in Surrey. That's what the app will do. It will know that you've ridden 19 miles in, let's say, Bangkok, but it will show that you've ridden them in Surrey to be part of the Prudential Ride London experience. So we really hope that communities, riding clubs, charities can get involved locally in their area and make it local in a way that works for them. Over to you, Kenneth.
Yes, just looking through some of the questions. So there's one question here from Lucy King. It says, if people have already been fundraising for Ride London for their charity, could their page transfer to the new page created on registration? And I can pick that one up. So from a Virgin Money Giving perspective, if your rider was fundraising on that platform, those pages will be live and moved over to My Prudential Ride London. If it is on a different platform, you will have to pick up with whoever platform it was on and see what they can do for you. But as I say, we are encouraging people to set up this for this event. So hopefully that answers your question. Question for you, Hugh, I guess, does the amount of riding need to be completed in one go, or can it be done over a number of days? And that's from Kate.
Yeah, absolutely, can be done over a number of days. The whole idea is done over the weekend. And the whole point of the free cycle is you can do whatever distance you want. And I've got sort of 7-year-old and a 10-year-old. The 10-year-old loves cycling a long way. The 7-year-old doesn't. It's as simple as that. So it's just about trying to make it fun, but get out, some really nice family exercise. And in terms of promoting, this is something that we've got a commitment from the Recycling Czars, cycling commissioners around Britain, and they have all said that they will get involved. Chris Boardman from Manchester, obviously Will Norman from London, Sarah Story from Sheffield. So there are cycling czars around the UK that are going to promote it, and we really believe that we can build the momentum to this, and that momentum can build over the next 4 weeks. And it is a momentum about you raising money for your charity, but still this message that is so important, that more needs to be done to save the UK's charities, and also the need for people to get on to two wheels. So we think the message should work across a lot of different areas of society, and really that we can build this great event. And there will be other announcements I'm sure we'll make during the next 4 weeks of, again, ambassadors that are getting involved, anything that you can do with your ambassadors, getting a commitment from them to do it. And we want to get business involved. And some people have asked, can you do the event earlier than the 15th and 16th? Well, I would be waiting until the app is out. So the app is coming out that week, so you can definitely do it later. But if you want to get full engagement, then you know, what we definitely found with the 2.6 challenge is some people did it earlier, but it really built a lovely momentum up from the weekend. So Saturday, Sunday, the whole following week, we got more income in the week after the event than we did on the day of the event. And yeah, we had some great income before. So we don't want to say don't do it, but in terms of, it's just trying to get the momentum right, and the more we work together on that momentum and really focus on this event weekend of the 15th and 16th, and that's the time that the world's biggest festival of cycling would have been taking place. But now what we hope to do is get as many people taking part in this that would have been taking part in that event, and they're doing it in a new way, in a virtual way, but they're still doing it for this cause of saving the UK's charities.
Yeah, thank you. And there's a couple of questions here I'll just cover off quite quickly. Someone's asked around, there was an option to donate £26 during the 2.6 challenge. Are we able to do that here? The answer to that is, of course, if that's the ask that you want to put out to your supporters, saying take part in this challenge and donate whatever it might be, it's up to you. We've purposely not included a fundraising ask in this. You know, you guys are the professional fundraisers here. You do what you feel is right. A few questions about whether the webinar will be available afterwards. We will send this out to you in an email tomorrow. That will include a recording to this webinar, so you can re-watch it again. I don't know anyone will want to do that though, Hugh, would they? Re-watch it again. You can also then, we'll send you all the links to the toolkits and everything that you need to get signed up, so that will come through. I guess there's a question just around, spotted it a moment ago, so I'll pick it up.
If I'll say one, Kenneth, in terms of this is a new event, it's free. Nobody has registered for it at the moment. We will be absolutely encouraging all the riders that were going to do Prudential Ride London. We absolutely will be encouraging them to, if they weren't doing it for charity, to do this event for the charity that they were doing it. And we know that from the 2.6 challenge, we got a huge spike of people who were registered to be running the London Marathon on that day. There was a huge spike in fundraising that wasn't included in the 11 million that was raised. There was a huge spike in fundraising from those charities. So this is trying to open up Prudential Ride London to all charities, trying to open it up to the whole of the UK and actually make it bigger. You know, the whole point of what we've said with the 19, the 46 and the free cycle, the whole point is people can use trikes, they can use scooters, they can use whatever method of transport with wheels, without engines. So from an ability and a disability point of view, that is absolutely really important that all areas of society can get involved in it. That is something that we really want to promote in exactly the same way that happened with the 2.6 challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. A few people asking just around, you know, Ride London and it being a London focused event. I think, as you've already touched on, Hugh, you know, Ride London is the world's biggest single day fundraising cycling event. You know, it carries weight as a brand throughout the UK. I mean, we know that people travel from far and wide to come and take on the physical event. So we hope it has that attraction across the UK. As we've already touched on, we have a team and working on marketing, PR. You will see lots on our social media channels, lots of examples, lots of great fundraising stories and case studies. So we'll be doing everything we can to amplify and create that buzz over the coming weeks. So hopefully, if you're in far reaches of the UK, people will hear about it and people will want to take part. And I think, as we've already touched on, at the moment, I feel like, we're 3.5, 4 months now into this situation. I don't think anybody could have dreamt that it would go on for this long. But one of the real highlights for me personally was seeing the 2.6 and actually giving my family something to get behind, seeing family and friends get in. And you know what? I haven't personally done any fundraising for a few months, actually, since the 2.6 challenge. It's been focused in other areas. So I'm making a commitment today to do a challenge. But rather than me commit up front, I just want to check what Hugh's challenge is going to be first. So not to put you on the spot or anything, Hugh, but what challenge are you going to do for the My Prudential Ride London?
So firstly, you just said not to put me on the spot. So where's the integrity in that question? It's actually a really good point. I'm actually the same. I did my 676 skips, 26 times 26 skips on the 2.6 challenge, and now I need to come up with something inventive here. And honestly, I want to give it some proper thought. I will again be doing it, I think, for pancreatic cancer. That's who I raise funds for. But I will think about it and come back and tell you what I'm doing and challenge you. So have you decided what you're going to do?
No, I haven't, but I will do something. I'll probably do it for a charity called the Flying Seagull Project, which is a really small charity that provides entertainment to children in refugee camps around the world. So that's who I'm going to do something for. But yeah, I'm yet to come up with my challenge. But maybe we can do an internal staff vote on that and see where we get to.
Oh yeah, thank you. I might use my Brompton to do mine on. I'll come up with something. But I think in terms of, again, questions, we're trying to ensure, we don't want people doing, and it will be part of the messaging, we don't want people riding up Box Hill doing the 100 route. That's not what we're trying to do. This is absolutely, the messaging still will be about doing it under government social distancing guidelines. You can now ride with 6 other people, or 5 others, you and 5 others from outside your family. You can do that at the moment. We're sure the guidelines will change as they have been over the last months. I'm sure that they will continue to do so. So we absolutely want to make sure we will not be encouraging people to go up Box Hill or go up Leith Hill. You want to, it's My Ride London, my location, from my house, my route, my friends, for my charity, and that's really, really important.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, I think we've probably covered over the questions coming in. I don't know if there's any others on there. I think you've touched on it, Hugh, as you say, around kind of safety, and we're not encouraging anyone to take on. Safety is a big part of this as well. There is a section on the website about making sure that your bike's in the right state, making sure that you've done the checks, obviously social distancing obviously still in place, but just reading through to see if there's any other questions. I think we can probably wrap it up there. And
look, all I would say is just, again, love to get the feedback from you. Just we've got a month for this to happen. The team have done an incredible work in getting this ready in a relatively short space of time. And again, we're using the same agencies, the 2.6 Challenge, Studio Republic, and within London Cycling Partnership and London Marathon Events, the team working on the app and how engaging they can make it, and effectively the reward you get is the downloadable tools, the downloadable certificate, and the selfie, because effectively we want to make it sustainable as possible and make it free, so that the focus is on you, the charities, and fundamentally the reward that we hope to get will A, be the exercise, but B, it will be raising the money for you, the charities, and that's the message that we're trying to get out. And we're not at this stage looking at doing, it's one of the questions, a central pot. There was a central pot in the 2.6 Challenge. one really positive thing about the 2.6 challenge we learnt was we were very successful in getting people to raise funds for their charity. And I think it was 98.5% roughly of money. It was about only 1.5% of the money went into the central pot. So at the moment, we believe the learnings that we took from that is keep the message about doing it for your charity. So your distance, your way, your charity, having fun, get onto two wheels, a bike, a trike, is the 15th and 16th of August. And we really hope that you will get your supporters involved, and together we can make this another amazing fundraising weekend on the 15th and 16th of August.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you so much for everyone in attending. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all the work you continue to do. As we say, we do appreciate how much of a challenging time this is, particularly for charities. So good luck. Keep doing what you're doing, and you know, please do think about how you can overnight tonight. Think about how you can get your supporters involved. Think about how you can share this, and hopefully we can all raise millions of pounds for good causes together. So yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Cheers, Hugh.
Thanks very much. Look forward to hearing your challenge, Kenneth.
Yeah, better start thinking about that one.
Bye.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.